Hey guys. Bitches! That's an inside joke, by the way. Um, so, this isn't the normal Conlang no video, is it? No, No. I'm back into conlanging, just a little bit, alright? I've been reading Tolkien, and I was like, I think, you know, I think I'm just gonna make my own, like, conlang and world and stuff. So let me tell you all about it, because I've been keeping it secret. Right. So it all started, right? Because if you're familiar with Tolkien's Legendarium, right, you'll know that orcs literally cannot be good. They just can't. Physically, mentally, just by their nature, it's impossible, right? So I have thought up of an idea that was like, you know what? Fuck that. What if orcs can be good? And this is that. Um, so yeah. Um, this is what this is all about. This is a bit of a close up. You can see that. Yeah. All right. So this is a little bit of a zoomed out of the map. There's an even bigger one. There's an even bigger map on my wall. I'm just not bothered to show it. And also, let's keep a secret for now. All right. So here's like a bit of land on a different island. Here's the coast and shit. Yeah. So basically, all right. Here is kind of like there's a couple languages here. Here's some Elvish languages. I don't exactly have a name for them. Merkmund, that's human territory right there. I don't have a name for this one yet. No name for this one, but these are two separate settlements. They have two separate leaders and stuff like that. Merkmund, that's a different one. It's also it's kind of swampy land because it's around a lake. Here is some joint. What's it called? This one's kind of more joint human and elf. These are mostly human. The Melanal Sea, or Sara no Melenan. That's an elvish name right there. Or the Melanal Sea. It's a sea. Here's a lake. No, am I stupid? No, it's a river. And nearby is the elvish city of Mentilion, and the elvish settlement of Malsarin. Malsarin, yeah. And then here is a pretty cool idea. Dinkern and Saralon, right? It is a very successful city on the coast of this river that doesn't have a name yet, because I've named the seas and lakes first. I just be like that sometimes. But Dinkern and Saralon. So Saralon is the Elvish settlement, and Dinkern is the human settlement, right? So you have here the elves are more on the coast, the humans are more in the inside of the city, and they have two rulers, and they kind of like work together. It's pretty cool, guys. It's pretty cool. I don't have it written down, so that's why I'm saying this now, because these have just been ideas floating in my head. So, right, and all this started because what if there was just like a good orc, right? So let's zoom out. I don't have all of the cities and settlements written out here on this little guy. Oh, actually, let's speak about down here before I go into that. So down here is more elvish stuff. So we have the Maen Sea, or the Maedon. The Maedon? I think so. Yeah. here we have the settlement of Omai. Gee, I forgot the etymology behind it, but this is a different Elvish language here. Can't read that. Umaikilio. So there's Umaikilio. Then there's settlement of Kilion or Chishio, or I forgot the. Jeez, man. Is it Chishio or Tishio? I really ought to remember these things, don't I? Tishio, yes. It's a palatal Tishio. Tishio. So Kilion or Tishio is the Ainyan. So there are the Enya. So Ainyan, that's a lake. And then there's Kilion no So these are more Elvish settlements. So about that. So these would be like more these are like less centralized. These guys, they like forests a lot more down here in the south. Like yeah, these guys would be like closer to the center, so these would be like of the earth, not earth, but like world. Let's get into the etymology of that later. These guys would be more towards the center. All right, so it's gonna be a lot warmer climates. So it's gonna be like, bro, it's gonna be like basically rainforests out here, man. So that's great, right? It's gonna be a lot more like warmer, you know what I mean? So they're gonna be like less centralized, more chilled out, bro. They're just gonna be fucking chilling, like forest elves, bro. And up here they're gonna be more like, yo, we're cities and stuff, you know, because it's cold. Anyways, right? And it also snows. It's also gonna snow up here a little bit more. Here, less so. It's just gonna get like frozen over sometimes. If the earth or world really wants it to. I'm gonna figure out how weather works a little bit later. Because this is only kind of the start, you know? I'm just thinking, this is kind of like the first map. It's gonna change eventually. Kind of like how Tolkien has his like 3 ages and then the 4th age. So like in the first age, or in like the years of the trees, like a lot of shit happened. The first age, Beleriand sunk. In the second age, Amon was taken off of the map. You know what I mean? Like it's shit like that. So yeah. So it's gonna be like that, where the map is gonna change significantly. In terms of like where the humans are, where the elves are. Shit's gonna change, alright? Shit's gonna change. By the way, these guys are gonna be like the second-ish. They're gonna be like the first settlement, but these guys would be like the first elves just in general. But they have less history written down because I don't know, because these guys invented basically the writing down systems. There's gonna be also different ones. There's gonna be gnomes. There's gonna be dwarves. They're gonna be a subcategory of human, really. So it's gonna be like gnomes, right? Are gonna be like the what's it called? They're gonna be like forest dwarves. You know what I mean? So, anyways, so dwarves are gonna be like in between, right? So gnomes are gonna live like around here and here, whereas dwarves are gonna live here, but they're gonna be like sort of related to humans and sort of related to gnomes. I'm gonna create a creation myth for them eventually. I've only created a creation myth in the from a very different perspective, from the perspective of the void, because the void is gonna be a theme in the, not a theme, but like a half character, half place, half, well, not really place because it's the void, but it's gonna be, you're gonna sometimes see in some of my storytelling that the perspective is gonna be from the void, you know, and some evil things are gonna come out of the void, some good guys are gonna go into the void and not come back, some will. Anyways, so this is the more zoomed out version. So as you can see the Einyan, the Saramair. So that's in the language of these guys up top. So the Saramair. So the Mairan is what these guys call it. The Sara Mair is what these guys call this, right? So I'm gonna keep it only to like human and elves up top here languages, and then also Orcish up there because orc. Anyways, so okay, so Sarano Maira noun. Jeez, I need to be good at pronouncing things. Anyways, right? So this map here, this big one, is kind of like this, if you could kind of see where I'm coming from. So let's talk about what's up here. So this is what the Sarano Maira looks at from the top. I'm gonna populate this area eventually. I'm gonna make another map like this, and I'm gonna just kind of leave this kind of not bare, but I'm gonna only put the really important big cities. Here's Kolmalia. It's another human settlement. You can kind of tell by the name. It's kind of humany. Up here, there be mountains, right? Mountains, right? And here we have orcish stuff, right? So here we have Kozdurgud, or Gorkmund, as humans call it, or Kotulun, or Kirinomalam, there's some other names for it. Here's Kuzgurdi. Kuzmurgudi. There you go, that's how you pronounce it. Jesus. You could tell that works are gonna be like, they're gonna be like very angry, very velar. Anyways, so yeah, that's how orcish sounds like, that kind of noises. Anyways, so this is a Kiliogorku, or Kilion no Kuruko, another name for it. Here's Khudkhad, yeah, Khudkhad, or also known as Khudkhad, right? That's another orcish settlement slash city. Yeah, right. It's kind of another, large collection of orcs, where orcs are bred and stuff like that. Yeah. Now, let's talk about the languages, right? So there's going to be 3 main... Ooh. I have to cut that out. I'm going to cut that out. That was disgusting. Alright, I got it here. There's going to be 3 main language groups, right? So let's see, what do we have here? we have the original language of the elves, right? Whenever the elves were made by the original god of this world, they just like started speaking like this, right? So let's see, what do we got here? Got some P's, we got some F's, we got some M's, we got some T's, we got some T's, some S's, some N's, some L's, some Y's or Y. We got H, we got K, we got H. What do we got here? We got E, A, O, and U. Very nice, very nice. So it looks itty bitty nonsensical, right? So the word of is to, land is mane, skies thehala, water salani, lake tisilina, shore manatisi. Bro, we got forest, which is koloma, or for example, like lots of like a forest of. We have a forest of plants. It's a lot of plants. Kolamato, and then something. So honina, for example. So it's a plant, but specifically a plant. It's not a tree. And then we have tree, which is kolumu, bush, koluni, big, kuyunu. Sorry. And small is ni, but you add it to the end of something. So for example, like a small forest would be kolomani, right? Anyways, so yeah, right, very nice, and you can. I hope my handwriting is readable, so just read that there. Let's see. Oh, I'm probably gonna have to see what's up with this. So, existence. The word existence is kind of being. So, tohel thilena, right, and then the world, like Earth, that's what would be called Maneto Amathehala. Wow, very poetic, amazing. Figure that out what that means. I'm not gonna translate it. Go fuck yourself. I don't know, man. It's just a lot of effort. I'm not bothered to put in that effort. Let's see. Mouth. The word mouth is nala. Wow, amazing. I really like the word ear, efina. I just like it. What can I say? Or the word man, nanoli, like the word for not an elf, but like a man, like a human, like a not a human elf, but like just like a normal human. Now we have the verbs. I'm not really good with verbs right now. I have a past tense and I have a present / continuous tense, right? So basically what you do is you remove the last syllable and then put me. So for example, to throw, that's to throw, but then just throw is molomi. So molonu, to throw, molomi, throw. So like if you're telling, for example, let's get he. Where's he? Oh, sorry, I forgot. There's no gendered there's no gendered pronouns in this is just pure pronouns, not like nouns. Ew, nouns. What the hell? Pronouns. So here, there's no gendered. See, so there's they as in singular and they in plural. Wow, very very progressive. Good job, elves. Thank you for not being like racist or something. Don't worry, elves are racist against everyone. Eventually, I'm gonna make that canon. Canon, yes. Elves are racist. That's canon. But don't worry, everyone's racist, apart from orcs in the future. I'll explain that later. No, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna explain it now. Right? Let me go off on a tangent. I'm thinking in the far future, the bad guys do eventually win, right? The orcs eventually do win, and yes, the good guys, i.e., everyone apart from orcs, will, keep some land, and they will still, exist. Um, but I'm thinking in the future, the orcs kind of take over, and they just become like okay. They just like modernize everything and become based. And also, um, due to the natural aggressive and like the natural tendency of orcs to do bad things and like to be like aggressive and like orcs will invent gabber. Yeah, orcs are gonna be gabbers, bro. Hell yeah. Bring that shit back one more time. Bring that shit back one more time. Yeah, that music. Yeah. Who's gonna make it? Orcs, baby. Freaking orcs. Orcs are Dutch people, by the way. Um, why am I going on this tangent? Whatever, right? That's in the far, far future, and I'm gonna write about that later. This is just an idea in my head right now, and a good one as well. Yes. Anyways, back to what I was speaking about, which was how to conjugate a sentence in the original language of the elves. There is no word order, right? There's some semblance of word order, but there's not. It's not really word order, right? So, for example, so they threw. Do we have a rock here? Surely we do. Let's see. There has to be like the word rock somewhere. Ah, stone. Yeah, okay. They threw a stone. Right, so let's get, since there's no word order, I'm just gonna do a SOV or SVO, sorry. So subject, verb, object. Now, they koluni, we don't need to add in nominative because that's a fucking pronoun. So koluni, I need to write that down. Actually, yes, I do need to write that down. If you're using a pronoun, you don't need to use the nominative. Anyways, koluni, molomi, stone, kilila, and also we've removed the I if it ends with an O or an A or yeah, or like there's it's the sentence, no, makes sense. Makes sense, Damien. Makes sense. The syllable structure as CV, so consonant, vowel, and then have a consonant at the end, maybe. Yeah, so consonant, vowel. So, for example, kilili, right? If you were going to add an accusative, you'd remove the I, and I should probably write that down, but, oh well. Yeah. Anyways, right? So let's move on to how this language evolves. How does this language evolve? So this one. Okay. So. No minuto thiln. Okay. So. This one, number one. I haven't given them names, so I just call them this one 1. This 3, 2, like it's some fucking coordinate or something, but whatever, right? So some sound changes. So ni turns to in, na turns to an, ne turns to n at the end of words. That also like in the middle of them, stuff like that. Li turns to il, s, I just turns to s, la turns to al, to turns to no, lo to ol. Crazy stuff. right? Here is, so initial H, so the H at the start of a word disappears. You just stop pronouncing it. It's like hard to ard type of thing. So vowel, L vowel turns to vowel, R vowel. And this is a tapped R, so ra. So ala would turn into ara. So for example, here, ethelana, etheran. See? And this is a double A, so it's like lengthened. So final E disappears. Woo! Anyway, some irregulars. So thin falate turns to thin falat. So thini falate turns to thin falat. Turns to no, sorry, ama turns to kililihono turns to kilion. Ono turns to on or eon. Layana turns to lian. Yeah. So Layina turns to Lina, Layuni turns to Luin, and Nanole turns to Nanoel. Right. So basically, this is just a very quick sound change before this happens. This on number 2, right? And I've written here E, and are the same because, I don't know, choose what you want to do. And this is also VSO now. So verb, subject, object. And now all the noun cases all the nouns have cases stuck to them. This happens in languages sometimes. So Maen turns to Maenmal. Thehal turns to Thehalon. Sarain turns to Sairanon. Just look at it. Hope you can read my writing. Anyways, and then also some irregulars is turns to aum, and korin turns to kolion. City or town endings. So this is basically around the time that elves started this change number 2. So it's evolved once and it's evolved twice now. This is kind of around when cities were kind of being built in. So specifically, Sarulan and Dinkern and Mantilion. Oh no, specifically Sarulan and Mantilion. That's when this sound change kind of happened for these guys. So we have Leon, Lon, or Rin, right? So Mantilion, so Mantilion, so Leon is city. Sarah city. What does Sarah mean? Let's look at the older one. Sarah means or no. Wait. Sarah means, let's look at it. Sarainon, water, right? Let's see, Mantision, shore city. So here we have the etymologies for these guys. So shore city and water city. Wow, amazing, right? So wow, that is quite amazing. And we have new words that I should probably include in the older language, because why would they not be there? Antisi, Kuro, Malam, and master, or like a lord. So Thili. Oh, I've been speaking too much. Thiliron. That's the word for master, or like a lord, or like, you know what I mean, right? Like a person in power. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, right? So this on number 2 turns to 3 and 3, 2. So these are the 2 languages they split into. So this one and this one. So let's look at the first one. So let's see, what do we have written down here? The description word after the main word. Okay, yeah. So basically in English we say like, oh, big cat or small cat. So we have the adjective before the noun. In this one we have the adjective after the noun. So, for example, you want to describe a big cat, you say cat big, and it's one word. And now all words have roots now and major changes. I forgot what that means. All words have roots. Oh, okay. So basically, people were fucking lazy. They just removed like half the like syllables in each word. So, okay, land is back to Maen, sky is thea. But also, if you attach it to the end of a word, it's thin. Water, sara, or if you attach it at the end, sar, tsira, tsir. So that's if you attach it at the end of so. So if you're describing something as lakey, you'd say tsir. So like a plant of the lake, huan tsir, for example, or a water tree. Right, cool sar. Anyways, so forest okulm, plant huon, cool, kuoshum. Many, rmat, so like many lakes, right? Tsirarmat. That's how you'd say many lakes, or like many lands. Maen marmat. Fuck. Maen marmat. That's how you'd say it, right? So big queen. So for example, like big sky. Big plant actually. Huon queen. Right. Small. That's in. God. That's yalet. Lesser gods, or like a less important god. Lan. Even less important gods, maybe even like demigod. Yaneo. Yaneo. Yeah. Elf child. So it's a child that's also an elf. Thiti. Elves. It's now thiln or thinfal. So a male, just a male, like male orc, male human, male elf, male gnome, male dwarf. That's going to be lata, female. This originally meant female, but now just means like a beautiful maiden, or like an elf maiden, right? So that's Ethel. So let's say, for example, let's say we just decided to include Galadriel in my canon, which I wouldn't, because that's infringing on on Tolkien's works. She'd be described as an Ethel, right? Anyways, right? Mountain is now Kilon. You just read it. Read it. What does that say? Woman elf. Okay, yeah. Okay, so now to describe just like a normal like woman, you'd say thiln. So like you wouldn't describe your sister as Ethel, but you definitely describe your sister as thiln if you were an elf. And you had a sister that is also an elf, because fucking elves, bro. Right. So this, if you called your sister this, that's incest. If you called your sister this, that's okay. That's what you're supposed to do. Fucking weirdo. Anyways, so the world now is called Maen thiln. Wow. What? When the language evolves, the nouns in the language evolve? I've never heard of that. So yeah, read this. Is there anything hard to read? Oh, it's still the same for city and town, so Leon, Lon, Rin, but also the word city or town is now kion. So like, let's say you're just saying, oh, I'm going to a city. I'm going to a kion. Anyways, so pain, that's anti, fear, kud. Anyways, right? All these words. Is there anything else hard to read? I think that's pretty readable. A friend of the elves, it's thiln og thynfal. Anyways, ooh, this one's hard to read. Bright. So this is like a describing word. So, let's say you have a bright ear. So, that would be a fan aln. So ALN. But let's say, for example, you had a bright jaw. What the fuck? But it's so mana, right? So that would be manaln because it's an A. So include the A if the word ends with a consonant. So yeah. Now, anyways. Oh yeah. So we have orom. That's dark. Here it's getting hard to read. So let me just say everything here. So north. So like a northern friend would be like thir ilion. So ilion just means north. East to me is fire. F-A-I-R. So fire. West would be fun, but also ear is fun. So sometimes that happens, huh? The word for south is maer. Oh, did I? What? The Saramair? Southern Waters? What? No way. I love etymology. I love etymology, guys. That's pretty crazy. Now, so like a small king, for example, right here. A small king, like a petty king, or like a petty lord, right? It's not a very important guy. Would be called thirmat, right? Or, for example, like a big king, like a really important guy, would be called thirilmat. Whoa. What does that mean? Friend of all. Or friend of mat. What's mat again? Thirmat. What? Oh, no. Friend of many? Okay, yeah. Thirmat means friend of many. Thilirmat means lord of many, right? So, for example, the lordship of Saralon and Dinkern would be called Thiri. So you describe these guys as, by the way, and is Aum. So, Thilirmat no Saralon Aum Thirilmat no Dinkurn. Elves can't pronounce Dinkern, so because fucking elves, you know what I mean? Fuck those bastards. And boat is Malsar. Wait. I'm sure there was a place called Malsar. There is. Look at the big map. What's that place called? Malsarin? City of Boats or Town of Boats? It's Town of Boats, by the way. Town of Boats? What? I wonder what they do over here. I wonder what their main thing is over there. We're right next to a lake as well. Oh, sea. Makes you think, doesn't it? I love etymology. Yeah, that's... It's kind of an... Oh, yeah, there's the word master, so that's... Yeah. Yeah. So, let's see. The second version... So there's two coexisting languages now. So you're going to see this one's very different. So, for example, land is Vaimo, sky is Eal. So I'm just... Basically a shit ton of sound changes. A whole lot of Linish, not the wazoo. And some influences from the first one as well. From the Sound Changes 1 language. So Vaimo, Eal, water's on. Wait, what's up? Let's see, what do we have here? Yeah. The Mayan Sea, the Maidan, on? What does on mean? Water means on. That's pretty crazy, right? So, what does this mean? On? Water? Wow. This place is called Water. And, oh, actually, what do I see here? More on. That's pretty crazy, guys. So, what's the next word? Tishio? Tishio? Kilino no tishio. Something of the shore, or sorry, lake. Something of the lake. That's pretty wild. Let's see, the word shore, Vike, forest is oim, plant is honila, tree is kolma. That's pretty wild. Wow. You can read that. By the way, this symbol, sorry, this symbol is the lengthening of a. So lan, inal. Right. So and by the way, this symbol is enya, or like a palatal nasal. So nik. So in this c is a k sound. It's palatal plosive. So that's pretty crazy. And this here is a nasal, velar nasal. So the word for elf now in this language specifically is ingals. I wonder how that happened. Male, still lana, female, just normal female, no fucking different word for anything. Is elan, no, sorry, elan. There you go. The word for mountain is kion. That's pretty crazy. So the world is now called Vaimam Eal. That's pretty wild. I wonder what that means. Existence is called Loylen. Wow. Amazing. You could read all this as well. Nose is Vans, by the way. That's hard to read. The word for town or city is Kilio, but the word for city is Koinakilio, and the word for town is Kilio. And Koinakilio means like a big town, so. Let's go back to here. What? Let's look at this Koinakilio. Oh my Kilio? Kilio? Town? Interesting. Kilino Kishio? Town of the lake? Lake Town? No, actually, this is not a reference to Lake Town. This is not a reference to Lake Town in The Hobbit, by the way. Because Lake Town is all the way in the east. This is a different Lake Town. Or Town of the Lake, really, I should be saying. Anyways, what's up with all these oohs? The ooh my, right? Let's see. So, where did the oohs come from? I actually forgot. Let's find out. So yeah, these are some verbs. I haven't figured out the verbs yet, if I'm quite honest with you. Oh, green. Green is I forgot I added specifically green. I should add more colors. But yeah, here's some words. Pronouns, I'm going to add those later. Verbs and tenses in more detail. Grammar's going to be in more detail later. I'm just showing it off now. So the word master is lil, friend is il, friend of the elves is iningals, Or no. E. I forgot. I can't read. Why? Why is it a H? Or wait. It's supposed to be an L and not a H over here. Ingals. Anyways, there's gonna be more grammar about that later as well. So the word for bright, ein. Word for dark is ong. South, my. Oh. Oh my. Oh my. My. Oh no, sorry. My. My is south. My Kilio, South City. Kilio no Oh, wait, that's not good. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Bright, ein. Yan. Bright Waters? Bright Waters? That's the name of the lake, Bright Waters. Basically, Bright Waters. That's pretty wild. Let's see. So west is San, east is Wool, north is Key. They have completely different etymologies, and I'm not going to get into it because I actually didn't make the bullshit behind that. So now green is right? So now this weird let's see, O-O-M, umai, right? That's the green south. The green south, that's what they call it. That's what it's called in their own language. Wow. So this kind of here is like a really forested area, dense forest, kind of the domain of the southern green elves, or the forest elves, or whatever you want to call them. I don't have a proper name for them yet. I don't fucking know. Kilio, the South Green City, Kilio no Town of Green. Yeah, there's a lot of reusing of the same things, but hey man, that's what they're known for. Now there's gonna be different in the future. I'm gonna make a different settlement of humans and elves here, right? But let's speak about the humans more now. So what are these guys up to? So the humans. So as we discussed, the humans are down here, and in Dinkern. And also in Colmalia. So let's speak about them. I'm gonna put away all of my elf stuff. Bear with me. Oh, never mind. Here it is. Whoopsies. So here is the Manish/Gnome OG language, because gnomes and men share a language. At least in the very start of the at least the very start of the whatchamacallit of the world. So let's see. Let's check their selection of consonants. So we have ch, we have p, b, t, d, k, g. Okay. We have f, s, sh, h, h. Gotta add that h in there. M, n, l, r, sorry, and y. Wow. And that's so strange. Why do they not have a u? They have e, they have and they have a, they have they have o, but they have no u. How interesting. So let's see what they're saying. Let's see. Gan, land. Tash, sky. Chal, water. Tsir, lake. Wait. Where have I heard that before? Tsir? What language have I heard that from? Hey. This 1-3, Tsir? Yes, it is a borrowing. Yes. Humans have stolen some words from elves. I know. It's like they're living people that use language. No way. Gachi, that's sure. The genitive, so that's like of, or like the possessive type thing. That's ar, so like, let's say we have a guy called Bob. So if we want to like say, oh, the land of Bob, that would be like adjective goes after the subject. So it's subject adjective as well. So Ganar Bob. That's how it'd be done. So the land of Bob would be Ganar Bob. So Ganar Bob. Anyways, right? So forest, Kolma. Where have I heard that before? Plant, Honuna. Where have I heard that before? Bush, Kolon. Where have I heard that before? Yarti, that's God. They haven't really made much of a distinction between different gods. Now we have the elf, Dini Falat. Right? Oh, I wasn't even showing it. Sorry about that, guys. So that's Kolon, Yarti. Anyways, right. The word for elf, there's two words. Din Falat and Dinir. Din. Din. Where have I heard that before? Dinkern. Dinkern. Guys, what? The humans of Saarland and Dinkern named Dinkern because there's elves there. They named Dinkern because there's elves nearby. That's pretty wild. Orc is a Gorku. Come on, I have to, you know. Orc has to be orc in other languages, guys. Man, Nanori. They got that from the elves as well. They're like, okay, guys, I'll call myself elf. Kirin, that's also city. Where have I heard that before? Town, Korin. Where have I heard that before? House Mundi, and home is Nolia, right? And is Non. Mountain is Kiloin. Where have I heard that before? Dirt is Marka, and master is Tilir. Where have I heard that before? King is Gir. So, for example, the same sentence in the North Elvish languages, Firmat no Sarlon and Firmat no Tin Kuln would be Gir Saralonar non Gir Dinkurnar. Now, you're wondering where Kern comes from in Dinkern. Where does that come from? Town/city. Woo! And also Mund and Nolia. Kolmalia. And Merkmund. And then we have Gorkmund, the human name for the orc settlement up here. That's pretty wild. What can I say? Now this is the gnomes. The language of the gnomes and the language of the men have split. So Korin and Kirin have turned into Kern. So Dinkern. You now know what Dinkern means. The city of elves. And the settlement endings Kern, Mund, and Lia. Kolmalia. I wonder what that is. Kolm is forest, so Kolma. Lia, so forest city or forest town. Mund is like a home or like a settlement. So, for example, Merkmund. So, right now dirt is Marka. Eventually it's going to be Merk. So dirt is going to be Merk. So Merkmund, home of dirt. Why is it dirt? Because, well, it's a river. It's going to be banks. It's going to be muddy. Now, Kern. Yeah, I've described what Kern means. So yeah, that's kind of it for the. I know it's less than. It's definitely, it's certainly less for my what's it called? For my come on, Damien, think. It's less for my than my elf stuff, but that's okay for now. Right now I'm not focusing on that. Now I haven't really fully established writing yet, and I really want to eventually. But right now, I'll just show you my orc stuff. But there's not much, so bear with me. So what do we have here? We have pub, d, k, g, k, h, and a option to aspirate all of these, including the h. We have j, z, r, h, no, h, and also, no, r and k, sorry. We have h, we have z, j, and ch, and then also, as previously mentioned, ch, we have gz and m, right? So let's see, do these guys like vowels? No! So land is g, sky is huz, oh no, sorry, huj, waters chudda, forest is rapm. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say e, a, and u. So anyways, man, gzar, elf, dimir, right? Pretty wild, right? Orc, goody, female, gara, male, gidr. So these are very like I don't know, I feel like you could say this a lot more like angrily, you know? Especially like with the lack of vowels. It's a lot more like a harsh language, really. Lack of vowels. I love me some lack of vowels. But how about you guys? And eventually I do want to also get different dialects going as well in different languages. So for example, there'd be like a more orcish dialect of human, and there's gonna be like humans who were born as half orc, half human, and they speak like certain dialects. I really love that type of stuff, man, and I want to be able to do that eventually as well. But then again, I need more free time, and college is actually fucking me in the ass with assignments. So usually I don't have this much free time anymore. So I have this free hour, but that's because it's a bank holiday, and we'd be chilling like that. Existence. Oh, that's nice. Gzidi. Oh, that's a nice. You know, I like these guys. They give their kids cute names. Like the word for child is Gzidi. Wow, I like that. You know, that's kind of. I don't know. They spare some vowels for their children. What can I say? They do have a heart. Let's see, what do we have here? Jak. That's existence. Well, it's Khud. Ooh, etymology, guys. Etymology. Khud is town. City is Gimd. What the fuck is Kotala? What? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I wrote here. I'm sure it means something. Stone is that. Fortress is Khuzd. So, okay, let's see the etymology behind these guys. So, Khudr Khud. So that's just Watertown, bro. That's just Watertown. Why? Because it's close to the water. What do we have here? Goody. Okay. Goody, it's orc. Orc, wow. Kozimb is mountain. Mountain. And then Elv is So mountain of orcs. That's what that's called. This guy. Gorkmund, let's see what that is. Kozdr. No, Kozdr. That's fortress is of. Godzur is let's look at this again. Kotala. Oh, that's their god. I'm sorry, guys. That's the evil god. So now I remember. So this is the fortress of the evil god. There's let's get up the etymology of the gods for now. Just as my ending note. Okay, in the beginning, right? There's like the land god. There's like the 5 main gods. There's the land god Maen. I love money. No, Maen. There's the sky god thiln. There's the ocean god Salino, and there's Thelema and Kotala. Thelema is the good guy, but there's no specific real kind of god thing for it. Thelema. And then Kotala, he's the evil guy. He's so evil. Grr. That's such an evil name. I hate him. Just kidding. Hating him would probably be good for him because he's all about that hatred. You know what I mean? Anyways. So that's pretty wild. Yeah, that's kind of it, really. I've been speaking for an hour, and I hope that I get to write more stories, just basically be Tolkien number 2, guys. To explain a little bit about the like lore and the origin story of this whole thing. Not origin story, but like I don't know. Let's see. That's more writing. I don't care. In the beginning, right, there was a god who thrashed and screamed and brake the world into existence. Let's read it. Let's read it. Do I have time to read it, actually? I'm on 2%. Oh my gilly golly goodness. Let me read this in 2 times speed. In the beginning, a god was born who thrashed and screamed, breaking the world into existence. From its disturbance, the lesser gods were formed. Maen, thiln, Sulino, Thelema, and Kotala. And even lesser gods were formed from the echoes of the young one's screams. Now, side note, the original god is the young one, and he's basically a big fucking baby toddler bitch-ass motherfucker. And, yeah. So, do you know the way how, like Eru Iluvatar is, like, all-knowing and all that shit? Yeah, the main god of this one is a fucking baby, right? The main god of this whole world is a fucking baby, bro. And yes, that is literally literally an analogy of what I think, right? If God exists, then he's a fucking baby, okay? Because fuck this guy, right? Humans are supposed to be like the most important type of thing. So why are beetles the most, like, diverse? God, what the fuck? Why? Like, this is why I think God doesn't exist. Because, like, why? Why would you focus on beetles if we're the main thing? You know what I mean? Like, anyways, if God does exist, I don't fucking understand. And, yeah, so I think if God does exist, he's a big baby. So, of course, I have to include God as a big baby in this one. Because that's my worldview, guys. That's kind of how it is. Anyways, we, the Void, watch. This is what I was saying at the start. Some of this stuff is going to be in the perspective of the Void. We, the Void, watched as the young one disturbed the peace of nothingness. In curiosity, we watched. I'm gonna write that in Elvish eventually, and it's gonna sound fucking epic, bro. The young one fell asleep, leaving us, the Void, to take over. The gods deliberated for who will sedate and pacify the young one when he awakes once again. And why? I didn't have a name for him back then. Kotala was chosen to pacify the young one. Kotala never wanted this job and expressed its distaste for the young one, for he is not intelligent like the lesser gods. But all other lesser gods told Kotala that the creation isn't in their hands, but the young one's hand. That they are only the keepers and guardians of creation. As the young one awoke again, it cried and shook the world. Its tears fell on the ground, making the elves, men, fairies, gnomes. Kotala was jealous of the young one, as Kotala was not able to create. Oh my god, guys. Secret fire reference, secret fire reference. I hope if I do end up making money off of this, I hope I don't get fucked in the ass by the Tolkien estate. Because I did take some sort of inspiration from these guys, but I don't want to, like, bunk off of them. You know what I mean? But anyways, it's up to them. I hope they're chill. I really hope they are. Christopher Tolkien, please, please. I did take inspiration from your father's work, just a little bit. Anyways. So in his first act of malice, he spat upon the young one, the spit rolling off the young one's body, making the orcs. Boom! Yo, that's kind of wild. Not gonna lie. Let's see. Is there more stuff at the back? Then Kotala left the young one to cry, letting the young one create the animals and vegetation. Thelema hurried over to pacify the young one, and in her gaze, looking upon where Kotala left to, though he was in our void, nowhere to be found. And yeah, eventually after that, I didn't write it yet because I've been busy, but I'm gonna write down that eventually that Kotala is going to set up camp in Gorkmund, and basically the orcs are gonna, like, breed from there, and they're gonna, like, take over this part, and everyone down here is, like, already settled in. They're like, bro, what the hell, like, man, I don't know, man, that's kind of ass, bro. And they all just end up, like, disliking Kotala, because that's what you do, man. Anyways, that is, honestly, I wanted to edit this. I did. I think I, like, burped or some shit, like, halfway through. Oh, I am not finding that in this hour video.